into the shoulders a little bit. So if you're in your forward position, then walk your arms quite long in front of you. And imagine you're walking on your fingertips. So pop the fingertips onto the mat and lift up the wrists. So the arms are lifted, but the fingertips are on the mat. And those who are laying on their back may want to take their arms up long behind them. Going to do 5 more breaths. Release the hands if it's too intense. Then slowly walk the hands back. We're all going to come into all fours. So coming into all fours, knees walk back until they're underneath the hips, hands walk back until they're underneath the shoulders. Let's tuck the toes. Have a nice opening in the Achilles and the ankles. Then inhale the gaze up and the buttocks up, have a little back bend, cat-cow. Exhale, rounding the back stretch. Gaze to your navel. Let's flow into this beautiful movement of the spine. Inhaling as you gaze up and the buttocks go up, back bend. Exhaling as you round your back and gaze to the navel, back stretch. 3 more. And then come back to neutral position. Your toes are tucked. Your hands are underneath your shoulders. We're going to lift the knees up, push the hips back, and draw the tailbone to the ceiling. Down dog. We're going to bring the knees back down again. We're going to do that 3 more times. Lift the knees, down dog. Release down. Lift the knees, down dog. Release down. And then 1 more time. Lift and down dog. So we're going to stay in downward facing dog and maybe bend your right leg. Bend your left leg. I'm going to walk the dog. So you should hopefully feel this stretch in the Achilles, into the ankles, through the hamstrings. Just walking the dog. At the same time, you're bringing some weight into those shoulders, so strengthening into the shoulders. You can have your dolphin position of your arms for those who really are not happy with doing your downward facing dog. And then we're going to bring the knees down to the mat. We're just going to come up into a seated position. Cross-legged. Hopefully you have some blocks around you, or books if you haven't got blocks. So interlock your fingers, turn the palms away, and inhale the arms all the way up. So nice stretch of the abdominal. Exhale, release down. Inhale, lift. And exhale, release down. 2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. We're going to take a twist. You'll notice that Malcolm has straight legs. He can do the same twist with both hands outside the right leg. For those who are cross-legged, turn your back hand towards the buttock, onto the fingertips. Take your left hand to the right knee, take an inhale, lengthen up first before you twist, and then on the exhale, we'll twist. Lengthen through the spine. And exhale, twist a little bit more. So we want to have a straight spine when we're twisting, and a rounded spine. And then come back to the center and change sides. So lengthen up through the spine first. Take the inhale, and on the exhale is when we twist. Take another long, deep inhale. And exhale, twist just a little bit more. Keep the spine straight. Also working into the neck. Then we come back to neutral again. We're going to do that one more time. So right hand behind, left hand on right knee. Inhale, lift. Lengthen, exhale, twist. And this time, rotate the head just that little bit more, gazing over the right shoulder. So really getting into the neck. And come back to neutral, lengthen up. Take an inhale. Remember, we twist on the exhale. And then again, a little bit more. Twist into the neck. Nice, easy breathing. And then inhale back to the center. Both hands behind, lengthen up. Really stretch that spine out. Okay, we're back into all fours. Cushions if you have knee issues. Underneath the knees. So hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips, cushions underneath the knees if you need them. Going to take your right arm all the way up to the ceiling. Stretch it all the way up. And then exhale back down again. Inhale is the lift. Exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Two more. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. Last one. Inhale, lift. What's happening in that mid back? Exhale, release. Opposite arm. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release. Four more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one, inhale. And exhale. Tuck your toes. Lift your knees. Exhale, downward facing dog. So find your perfect downward facing dog by moving your feet, drawing the heels down towards the mat, tailbone to the ceiling. Nice, easy breathing. And then we'll release the knees to the mat and the whole belly to the mat. We're coming into Sphinx. So shoulders over elbows, hands in front, chest is lifted, find the back bend, feet together. Nice, easy breathing. So stay in your Sphinx for the moment. I'm going to show you how we're going to move into the back bend. And then we'll all do it together. So stay in this beautiful back bend as I demonstrate. I'm going to bring your forehead to the mat, bring my hands down by the side of my chest, elbows will tuck in, and I will lift up and then release down. We'll do this a couple of times, and then I'll lift up and I'll also lift my hands up so the back will be doing the entire work. Okay, I'm coming back into Sphinx, and then we'll do that together. So forehead on the mat, hands underneath the shoulders. Now think about drawing your elbows in close to the body. We're not pushing with the hands very hard. We're lifting up the chest, lifting up the head. And exhale, release down. Inhale, lift. Exhale, release down. One more, inhale, lift. And exhale, release down. So the next time we do this, we take a hold with the hands just half an inch off the mat. So inhale, lift. Take an exhale here, lift the hands half an inch. Draw the shoulders back. Feel what's happening through the entire spine. Your gaze is at the mat. Let the back do all the work. Couple more breaths. And then release your hands underneath the forehead and soften. From this position, hands underneath the shoulders, elbows draw in. We'll rise through Cobra. So we're now going to lift the chest, lift the head. And once they're lifted, we'll put some pressure through the hands and rise up nice and slowly, feeling the stretch in the belly. And then we'll bring our knees back, tuck the toes, lift, and exhale back to dog. From here, we'll float into plank. So shoulders over wrists, push the heels away. Strong planks. Knees down, bellies down, elbows in. Same position of the hands, by the side of the chest. We inhale, rising through the Cobra. Onto the knees. Tuck the toes, lift the knees, and exhale to dog. And do that twice more. So inhale, float you into plank. Push the heels away. Remember, activate your plank as soon as you arrive. Knees down, belly down, elbows in. Rise through Cobra, nice and slow. Let the knees take you back to downward facing dog. And then inhale into your plank again. Activate the plank by pushing the heels away, squeezing buttocks, belly down, elbows in, rising through the Cobra, onto the knees, tuck the toes, and downward facing dog. Do whatever you feel appropriate now. Maybe have a little move around in the hips in your downward facing dog. Maybe go into child posture if you're getting it too intense. Or maybe just classic downward facing dog, drawing the heels to the earth and the tailbone to the ceiling. One more breath. And then bring the knees down. And we're going to sit cross-legged. And remember those blocks that we placed at the side of us. We're going to work into the lateral sides of the body now. So the right arm rises up to the ceiling. And place one hand on your block or your book and exhale, stretch. And then inhale, rise up. And exhale, stretch a little bit more. Inhale, rise up. And exhale, stretching just a little bit more. And then inhale, rise up. Some of you may want to slide the book or the block away and have a full, deep, long stretch. Gaze up to the ceiling. And then inhale, rising all the way back up. Bring the hands behind you to lengthen through the spine. Take the opposite hand on the brick or the book. Inhale is the lift. Exhale is the stretch. So really bringing awareness to the body. Inhale, lift. Exhale, stretch. Inhale, lift. Exhale, stretch a little bit more. Inhale, lift. And if you want, slide the block. And exhale, just that little bit more. Really feeling that in the hips, through the intercostals, into the shoulders. And then inhale all the way back up. Fingertips behind, lengthen through the spine. We're coming into a kneeling position, so cushions handy if you have vulnerable knees. So hands under shoulders, knees under hips. Reach behind you for your right foot, bring it in between your fingertips. Your knee is tracking over the ankle. Your back toe is tucked, and we walk that back leg just a little bit further away from us. So we're getting you right into the hip area here. Some of you may want to stay there. You can even use your bricks and just stay there with your bricks high or low, or your books high or low. Some of you may want to go into the spine a little bit more. You'll come up onto the knee. So this will take it into the lower back. So you'll go to the lower back. Nice, easy breathing, right into the hips. And then if you want, the right arm rises. And then the left arm rises. Nice, easy breathing. And then we release down. The back toe is tucked again. You push back to down dog. The down dog becomes home base. Feels quite nice to move around in it and stretch in it. Stay static in it. And then we'll bring the knees to the mat. And we'll change the opposite foot forward. Knee tracks over the ankle, the back toe tucks. You walk it away from us so we can get into the hip flexors. Bricks or books handy, high or low, your choice. Those who wish to go deeper, hands onto the knee, we rise up. This is in the lower back now, also in the hips. Perhaps stay here, really feel this lunge here. Or maybe take the left arm up and the right arm up. Couple of breaths. One more breath. And then we release the hands to the mat. We'll tuck that back toe. We'll lift up that back knee. And we'll push back to downward facing dog. Nice, easy breathing. And again, be organic in your downward facing dog. Just really move around if you want to. Or stay static. And then we're going to walk the feet all the way forward. Bend your knees to rise. Inhale, rising up. And exhale back down by the side of the body. We do a couple of sun salutations, Ashtanga style. So remove any props that may get in your way. Going to inhale the arms all the way up. On the exhale, bend your knees, swan down. If you need the blocks, you can always bring them back. We're going to spinal extension, so straighten the legs and look forward. And then bend the knees, hands flat onto the mat. We'll walk back to plank, we've been there before. We'll release down to the mat. Elbows in, rising through the Cobra. Some of you may want to lift the knees, up dog. Or some of you will take the knees down and have it takes you back to downward facing dog. You'll have a few breaths here in downward facing dog. Draw the navel to the spine. And then we'll take that walk forward. Spinal extension, fingertips on the mat or on the blocks or on your shins. Straight legs, straight back. Exhale, take your bow. Bend your knees if you have back issues. You bend the knees to rise. Inhale up. And exhale back. Summer City. 2 more rounds, or just take a break and focus on your breath. Inhale, lift. Exhale, swan down. Bend the knees, bend, bend, bend. Straighten the legs, spinal extension, look forward. Exhale with straight legs, take a bow. Bend the knees, hands flat, walk back to your strong plank. Remember, push the heels away. Knees down, belly down, elbows in. Cobra, let the knees help you, or lift the knees for up dog. Exhale back to downward facing dog. 5 breaths. You can always pop the knees down onto the mat if it's too intense on the shoulders. Or your dolphin, Derek, you can always pop into dolphin. And then we'll walk forward. Spinal extension, hands on the mat or hands on the shin or on the blocks. Straight legs, straight spine. Exhale, taking your bow. Bend the knees. Inhale is the rise. And exhale back to Summer City. One more. One more. Okay. Inhale. Focus on the breath now. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, plank. Release down. Inhale, rise. Exhale, dog. Easy breathing. Knees can go on the mat. Elbows can be in dolphin. Take the walk forward. Spinal extension. Shins, blocks, mat. Straight legs, straight backs. Exhale, take your bow. Bend your knees. Inhale, rise. And exhale back to Summer City. It's a good work, guys. So bring your blocks back into play and have them nice and tall. You're going to take standing splits or not, whichever the case may be. Then take your right foot in between the blocks and take your hands to the blocks. I do suggest that you get some props for your yoga. It's so beneficial for you. Okay. We're going to lift the left leg up, and some of us will stay here. And we'll have a straight back and straight legs, and we'll be in more or less a supported warrior 3. And some of us with no back issues, level your hips and take a bow. And then you choose to maybe lower your bricks or your books and draw your knee towards your nose. Sorry, your nose towards your knee. And then we'll bring that foot down. Bend the knees again to rise up. Inhale is a lift. And exhale, release. Rearrange your blocks. Your left leg is forward. Place your hands on the bricks. And some of you will maybe stay here or lift that leg up and stay here in supported warrior 3. Remember, you can always walk your bricks back or forward, whichever feels more appropriate. If you're coming into standing splits, level the hips. Take an inhale, exhale, take a bow. And choose whether you lower your bricks. Take a deeper bow. Nose to knee. Softness in the knee, not pushing that kneecap out at the back. Maybe bring your hands to the mat. Lots of experimenting. Do not push your kneecap out at the back. And then release the foot down. Bend the knees to rise. Inhale is the lift. And exhale back to your hearts. So we're going to do dance of Shiva. So it's balance. And you know how much I love balance. So we're going to take a mudra again. Thumb and index finger touch. Arms straight. Soften the shoulders. Then bring your right toe to the mat. And lift your right knee up. This is your option 1. And your option 2 is to take that right toe up towards the upper back, whilst keeping the chest rising up. Nice, easy breathing. So we have a back bend in our dance of Shiva. And then release. Arms are strong, arms are still working. Thumb and index finger touch. Soften the shoulders. Options. Left foot stays here. Left knee rises. Left toe to upper back. Lift up your heart to find the back bend. Nice easy breathing. And then release. Bring your hands back to your heart center. You're feeling in the shoulders a little bit there. We're going to take the right arm all the way up. Give yourself a nice pat on the back and take the other hand onto the elbow and just have a lovely more pat on the back. And then we release. And the left arm goes up, pats us on the back. The weather is horrendous out there today. Pouring down with rain. Bring the hand to the elbow and really give yourself another deeper pat on the back. And then we release. So we're going to take Utkatasana, which obviously works all of your body, internal organs and external body. Feet can be together or they can be separated. My preference is together. You're going to inhale the arms up to here. If you've got serious back issues, you may not want to take your hands too high in this posture. It's going to be a back bend as well. I'm going to take a seat and lift up the arms. So we're going to really sit down. You can feel this in the Achilles. We're going to lift up the heart, so you're in a zigzag shape. And then some of you may want to come onto your tippy toes. But some of you may want to do the balance by coming onto your tippy toes. Nice easy breathing. And then inhale, rise up, and exhale the hands down. So you're going to work into the shoulders a little bit more into that posture if you want. The inhale is the rise, exhale is the seat. Now if you want to work into the shoulders a little bit more, bring your hands into prayer. Drop the tailbone down, lift up the heart, nice easy breathing, and still you can come onto your tippy toes if you wish to. And then inhale is the rise, and exhale. Soften those shoulders again, just give it a little move around. I'm going to take this into the shoulders. So bring your hands into prayer in front of you. Bend your knees. You're looking at your right thumb. Take an inhale, and on the exhale, follow your right thumb with your gaze all the way behind you. The left hand stays forward. Inhale back to the center. Exhale here. Inhale, lift. And exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale. You're looking at your left thumb. Take an inhale. And then exhale, follow your left thumb. Inhale back to the center. Take an exhale. Inhale is the lift. And exhale is release. So you're forgetting all about those legs, but they're still working. One more round. Same flow. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, you twist. Right thumb. Now maybe go a little bit deeper. See what more is behind you on the horizon. Inhale back to the center. Exhale. Inhale, lift. And exhale, release. Inhale. Exhale. Left thumb. Take an inhale. Exhale, twist. See if you can see a little bit more behind the horizon. What have you missed? Inhale back to the center. Exhale. And inhale, lift. And exhale, release. So separate your feet and come into Tadasana. My breath is ragged. We're going to settle my breath down with the Ujjayi breath. Inhaling through the nostrils. Exhaling through the nostrils. Once the breath is settled, you'll move again. Your breath may not be ragged. You can always do another Utkantasana if you want to get it ragged. So if the breath's a bit ragged, it's no longer yoga, it becomes an exercise class. The mind, body, and breath all connect in yoga. Warrior one. Right foot forward, left foot back. Both hips are facing forward. If you're talking into your back, if it's twisting a little bit, this back leg comes a lot wider, and this will enable you to bring the hips further forward. Searchlights here, forward. We're going to inhale the arms up and bend that knee. So look down at your knee and walk your foot forward until you're able to see your second toe. And then you know that you have your knee tracking over your ankle. You can always have your hands on the hips if it's a little bit too intense. Hips are forward, hands on hips. Just check your spine, just see that it's quite neutral, or move that leg out further to make it more neutral. Hips are forward in warrior one. Now the back leg is very important. We push through the outer edge of that back foot, activating all those muscles that we've already worked. And let's rise up into your warrior one. If you want to, you can have prayer posture. Nice easy breathing. And you can always swivel your foot a little bit further forward and go deeper. Nice easy breathing. Remember Carmel, not too deep. I know how you love your deep lunges. So check out what's the body asking of you. And then slowly, hands on hips. You'll just come back. So we can take the left foot forward. And we'll settle hips forward. That's the first thing you need to focus on. You don't want to be doing a warrior one with all that back twisted behind you. So first of all, hips forward. Maybe bring that leg back out to the side to enable that to happen. Your choices. You can have your hands on your hips, remember. We're doing a lot of shoulder work. Bend your knee. Back leg is super strong. Inhale the arms up. Exhale into your warrior one. Really feel all the back leg. And again, if you want to go deeper, shuffle that foot forward and go deeper. Nice easy breathing. Back leg super strong. One more breath. And then we release the hands onto the hips to enable us to walk back nice and safely. Settle the breath. Humble warrior. Right foot forward. Left foot back. Inhale the arms up. Hips are facing forward. Exhale. Long arms. Really long arms, so we're almost laying our belly onto the thigh, but we're keeping the back leg strong. Nice easy breathing. Keep the back long. Back leg strong. Bring the hands to the hips to allow you to come back to safety. Opposite foot. And again, the hips roll forward. The arms go up. We exhale into warrior, humble warrior. Pushing back with that back heel. Back leg active. And then bring the hands onto the hips. And we rise up and back to your neutral position. So the next one is bowing warrior. We set up again in warrior one. Right foot forward, left foot back. And then we're going to take our arms behind us and grab hold of the elbows. Take an inhale here, bend the knee, and exhale. Take a bow. So bend the knee, nice easy breathing. Then inhale, rise up. And bring that opposite foot in. Keep your arms in the same position. The left foot is forward. Take an inhale, lift up the heart. Exhale, bow, bend the knee. And it's easy breathing, just bowing into that warrior. And then slowly we rise up. Bring the feet together. We're going back down onto the mat. We're going to do a couple of planks. If you don't want to do the planks in the downward facing dog sequence, just lay on your tummies, either in Sphinx or with your hands underneath your forehead. Those who want to work just that little bit harder in your practice today, inhale as the rise. Exhale, bend the knees. All the way back into downward facing dog. Remember, from here you can just lay on your tummies. We'll go into Sphinx. We're coming into your plank. Push the heels away. Squeeze the buttocks, gaze at the mat. Exhale, dog. Inhale, plank. Push the heels away, engage the buttocks. Gaze at the mat. Strong arms. Exhale, dog. And then one more plank. Push the heels away. Strong arms. Exhale, dog. The next time we float through the plank, knees on the mat, belly on the mat, hands underneath the forehead, and we soften. Some of you may want to continue to work in the abdominals. Some of you may want to stay in this position or come into your Sphinx. You're coming with me to work into the abdominals a bit more. We're going to come into our Sphinx. And some of you may just want to stay here. I'm going to tuck the toes, lift up the hips and push the heels back. We're in forearm plank. To squeeze the glutes, push the heels back, activate the legs. And then release down. We know that we can do this with the knees on the mat for a half forearm plank if you want to. So tuck your toes, lift up, push back, too intense, pop the knees down, just pop the ankles over each other. Exhale, release. Remember, you want to have a really straight back, so really activate those legs. Last one. Tuck the toes, lift, push back, squeeze butts. And then release, and we will go back into a nice soft posture. So coming back into child posture, so hands underneath the shoulders, we rise up through the Cobra again, onto the knees, and let's have child posture. You can open your knees as we did at the beginning of the practice if you want to. And our final flow, before we take some relaxation postures, will be hips and hamstrings combined. Bring your blocks or your books back into the mat. Take your right foot forward, knee tracking over the ankle. Tuck that back toe, bring the knee a bit closer in towards the hip. It's not too far away now. You can have high bricks, low bricks, or no bricks. Take an inhale here, the back toe is not tucked. Exhale all the way back, take a bow, hamstrings. Inhale back to the center, let the knee travel forward, hips, lift up your hearts and gaze. Exhale back, hamstrings. Inhale back to the center. Lift up your heart, hips. Exhale, hamstrings. Inhale to the center. Exhale, hips. One more. Take an inhale. Exhale, hamstrings. Inhale back to the center. Exhale, hips. Okay, we're going to take a little bit of a longer hold. Maybe you'll use your brick. Maybe not. Let them just stay in the long hold. Take an inhale. Exhale all the way back. And stay in a long hold here. This is option 1. Option 2, lift up your gaze. Lift up your toes and drag that foot further forward. And option 3 is to take your brick, pop it underneath the thigh, and just have a bit of a seated kneeling twist. Oh, sorry, kneeling splits. The posture is taking away my brain function. Nice, easy breathing. And then slowly, without trying to take the mat with you, we're going to go all the way back into downward facing dog. How good does that feel? Again, you can move around in your downward facing dog. And then release the knees down. You're going to take the opposite foot forward. You assemble your bricks. Tuck the back toe, walk it away from you a little bit back. But try and have the knee maybe closer to the hip. It might be a little bit more accessible for the posture. Knee tracking over the ankle. High, low, bricks, no bricks. Take an inhale, exhale, hamstrings. Inhale to the center. Lift the heart, exhale, hips. Inhale, exhale, hamstrings. Inhale, exhale, hips. Feel the movements. Inhale, exhale, hamstrings. Inhale, exhale, hips. And here comes the hold. Inhale, exhale, hamstrings. We have that hold, or you lift up the chest. You lift up the front toes, we slide the foot forward. Remember, you can be supported on those blocks. You can take that block as well underneath the thigh and slide a little bit more. Nice, easy breathing. Inhaling, exhaling. Remember not to play around with hamstrings. They don't like to be rushed. Couple more breaths. And then slowly we'll bring that leg back. Avoiding taking the mat with us. Take your downward facing dog. And it should be starting to feel quite delicious in downward facing dog. And then from here, we'll bring the knees to the mat. We're just going to lay on our backs. Bring the feet flat to the mat. We've just done some forward bend. We're going to have a light back bend. So hands down by the side of your body. Draw your heels towards your buttocks. I don't want you to go too high. But just lift up the buttocks. So pubic bone points to the ceiling, and then we lift and squeeze the buttocks. Just really neutralizing what we've been doing. And then we release down. We'll do that 3 or 4 more times. Release down. Easy breathing. And then this is the last one. And then we'll take the right leg up to the ceiling, cross the right ankle over the left knee. Options to stay right where you are, or through that triangle, lift up the left leg and draw it. And then release the left foot down and the right foot down. And the left leg rises, and we cross the ankle and flex the foot over the right knee. Options to stay here, or through the triangle that we've created, lift up the right leg and draw it. And then release down. And then place both feet flat onto the mat. But I want you to join your knees together. So join your knees together as if you're really knock-kneed, and then walk your feet out to the sides of the mat. So just neutralizing the hip work. And then the right arm goes up to the ceiling as if you're going to touch the ceiling. So lift up your right shoulder. And then release down. And lift up the left shoulder, touch the ceiling with your fingertips. And then release down. Keep your head on the mat and lift both fingertips up to the ceiling. Lift both shoulders off the mat. And then release down. Just soften here for a few minutes. And if it feels quite comfortable to be in relaxation in this posture, feel free to stay here. Or Shavasana, nice long legs. Soften the shoulders, turn the palms to face the ceiling, open the arms a little bit wider, open the legs a little bit wider. You're at home, you can really open up the whole body nice and wide. You want to really relax the body now. It's worked hard, so it's looking for its reward. And we want to just relax the shoulders and the arms. They've worked quite well this morning. The wrists and the hands. The upper back. The lower back. Hips. All of the pelvis. Big strong front thighs and back thighs. Traveling through the Achilles, through the calf, shin bones, ankles, feet, and the toes. Now for the next minute, just bring your awareness back to the sounds you can hear. The wind or the rain, or any sounds you can hear outside of your home. Feel free to stay here as long as you like. I'm going to come up to a seated position to say goodbye and read you a little quote. Please stay where you are if you wish, or rise up with feet flat onto the mat, rolling over, coming up into any comfortable seated position. Another wonderful quote from Gandhi. If you've heard it before, I often repeat it. Keep your thoughts positive, because your thoughts become your words. Keep your words positive, because your words become your behavior. Keep your behavior positive, because your behavior becomes your habits. Keep your habits positive, because your habits become your values. And keep your values positive, because your values become your destiny. Thank you for joining me.